Breaking right now, we just had a terror attack here in Jerusalem. There are several people who are already killed, over 20 injured. This is just about a 30-minute ride away from where I am. We have some footage here from in the distance of the attack. I just want to say that there is a trigger warning where you hear gunshots and running and screaming, and also a note from the Prime Minister. And then I'm going to chime in and give my 2 cents. The gunshots are still being fired. You just see the glass on the bus to the right. This guy's trying to save this woman's life. No words, man. Those are officers there with their hats who have guns trying to go neutralize the terrorists. Here's another angle.
יש פה יריות, כולם בורחים. יש פה איזה פיגוע בצומת רמות, יש פה פקק מטורף. עכשיו, פיגוע ירי.
קבלו, זה הבחור החרדי שחיסל אותם, תראו שפורץ לו את הנשק. מהימ"ר, קבלו. הבחור החרדי הזה חיסל אותם.
He's saying, you see the guy with his back towards the camera. He has a gun in his back pocket. And the guy in the video is saying this religious man actually had a gun and neutralized one of the terrorists. And so he actually saved some lives by neutralizing the terrorist. Here is Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
אנחנו במלחמה, במלחמה עצימה נגד הטרור בכמה חזיתות. ראשית אני רוצה לשלוח תנחומים למשפחות הנרצחים, וכמובן איחולי החלמה לפצועים. כשאני אומר שאנחנו במלחמה עצימה בכמה חזיתות, יש לנו כמובן הצלחות אדירות נגד משטרי הטרור, נגד ארגוני הטרור, אבל המלחמה נמשכת גם ברצועת עזה, שבה נחריב את החמאס. מי שהבטחנו ונשחרר את חטופינו, כל חטופינו. ולצערנו גם בירושלים. ביהודה ושומרון פעלנו בתקיפות רבה מאוד. השב"כ וצה"ל סיכלו מאות, וגם משטרת ישראל, סיכלו מאות פיגועים השנה. אבל לצערנו לא בבוקר הזה. אנחנו עכשיו במרדף, בכיתור של הכפרים שמהם באו המרצחים, ואנחנו נשיג את כל מי שסייע באדם, כל מי ששילח אותם, ואנחנו ננקוט בצעדים קשים עוד יותר. אני רוצה לומר בצורה הכי ברורה, הרציחות הללו, הפיגועים הללו, בכל הגזרות, הם לא מרפים את ידינו. הם רק מגדילים את הנחישות שלנו, להשלים את המשימות שלקחנו על עצמנו. גם בעזה, גם ביהודה ושומרון, בכל מקום. אנחנו נלחמים בטרור, במשטר הטרור של החות'ים, באיראן שמגבה את כולם, בעזה, בלבנון, בחיזבאללה, בכל הגזרות. אנחנו לא מרפים וגם לא נרפה. אנחנו נעצים את הפעולות שלנו, ואנחנו נשיג את כל המטרות שלנו.
So here are a few details regarding the attack. The shooting took place in the remote junction entrance to Jerusalem earlier today. At least 4 have been confirmed dead. I believe it's 5 at this point by the time I made this video. And when the report came out, 7 others are in critical condition, with additional 10 victims suffering moderate and light injuries, including children. Preliminary reports indicate the terrorists boarded a bus at the junction and opened fire point blank range using automatic weapons and Carlo rifles. There's also some indication that they actually also came through and broke through a fence and a border. An IDF soldier and armed civilians quickly responded, eliminating both attackers at the scene. And at the same time, on the southern border of Israel, in Eilat, we saw Houthi drones come into Israel and actually do damage. We saw it also earlier this week. A drone hit the airport in southern Israel and do damage there. You know, it doesn't matter how you want to slice it up. This is exactly how not to free Palestine. Every single time there is yet another Palestinian, Arab, Muslim radical who chooses martyrdom, who chooses terrorism, who chooses to fulfill some prophecy, who chooses sacrifice, who chooses a radical religious ideology, who chooses hate, who chooses death, who chooses violence, who chooses this. Every single one. With the intent to do so and failing to do so, or with the intent to do so and succeeding in doing so. Every single one. From the West Bank to the border with the north with Hezbollah, to the border with the south with Gaza, with Hamas, with the Palestinian Authority, with terrorists making their way in to Israel, busing all the way to Tel Aviv and stabbing young men on a Friday afternoon while they are getting coffee and hummus with their friends. It doesn't matter which one you choose to look at. Every single time this happens, all you do is lock Palestine down. You don't free anything. You give, just like what the Prime Minister said in the video, even more of an incentive to create harder, more strict, and more intensified security protocols because you're giving him and his country no choice but to do so. You want less borders? Don't commit more terrorist attacks. You want less checkpoints? Don't commit more terrorist attacks. You want free flow of aid? Don't fire more rockets. It's not complicated math. It really isn't complicated math. The people who are in the anti-Israel camp will just tell you that that Israel bred this, that Hamas, someone said it to me on X the other day, Hamas is yours. No, sweetheart. Hamas isn't Israel's. Because the reason that they say that is when the IDF displaced themselves, left the Gaza Strip in 2005, and then Bibi gave money to Hamas to fund themselves, to basically separate them from the Palestinian Authority, Fatah, so that they would never actually have cooperation. They would never negotiate and never have ultimately this one state where they would actually have fighting and then create this war and give Israel a reason. This is what they say. Here's the issue with that timeline, sweetie. Hamas did not start in 2005. Hamas became an entity in 1989, in the late 1980s, I believe. 1989, 87, 88, somewhere around there. They began firing rockets at Israel before. They started terrorist attacks against Israel before. They were complicit. They have been complicit. Israel will continue to create harsher, harder, more strict, more uncomfortable, more difficult conditions for more of the international community to have to cope and deal with, because this is what is happening on a sunny Monday afternoon where jihadists decided to wake up and do this and do this. And you expect me to comply with this behavior as a Jewish Israeli person here. This is 20 minutes from where I am with no traffic. You can see from the Judean and Samarian hills the ocean that is 4 minutes that way from where I'm sitting. That is how close this is. And you don't want Israel to create a more intensified security protocol. Give me a fucking break. The last thing I'm going to say, most of the people who are screaming for the death, for the state of Israel, for Jews, for Bibi, for the IDF, let me just remind you, this is exactly what you asked for. You asked to globalize the Intifada. You asked for an uprising. You asked for more resistance. And this is exactly what you get. You should be happy and cheering. And you know why I know you are? Because I've already been on the internet since this incident, and I have seen so many people who are against Israel comply, like this, share it, comment, instigate more of it, cheering, sharing. You are at fault. Don't put this on Israel. Sweetheart, this is not Israel's. You are an accessory to this because you are giving them every single time that they open their Twitter feed, their X feed, their Instagram, when they see you at Columbia, protest, create an encampment, have a sign that says globalize the Intifada, Intifada revolution. There is only one solution. Here's your solution. Here it is. This is your solution. You are trying to solve this conflict by instigating more of this behavior. Let me tell you, every single time that you want more of this, Palestine gets locked down even more. This is why Palestine is not free. This is why. This. Every single time, and it's going to happen more and more and more, and Israel's going to do more and more and more because they have no other choice. Otherwise, we would be slaughtered. I would not be making this video, and those terrorists would take over the bus and make their way all the way to Dizengoff Street, circle up to Rothschild, go down to Florentine, circle back around to northern Tel Aviv, and then go all the way up to Haifa, then up to the northern border and make their way all the way back down to central Israel, back to Eilat, until they sweep the whole country. And let me remind you, that's not an option. Keep on trying to free Palestine. Keep on keeping. This, all of it, every single one, it's on you. It's on you. You want people here to be de-radicalized? What de-radicalized? You can't de-radicalize us when we're responding to radicalism. You're only creating more radicalization. This is on your movement. Period. End of story. Here's a note from me. Here are 4 ways you can help us grow if you believe in our mission. On Buy Me a Coffee and PayPal, you can directly contribute to helping this message grow and reach more people across the world. If you want to join the inner circle, join our Patreon with different tiers, and of course, our Discord community, which is free with people from all across the world. The links to every single one are in the description. And last but not least, to the other Barak community, I love you. Ani ohev otchem. I'll see you guys next time.